What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, some of you may or may not have heard the most recent audio with Kevin Feige, specifically talking about Doctor Strange, among other properties in Phase 4, explaining they were going to use a new character, someone they had wanted to use for a long time, someone we would never suspect. And over the last week, the collective guess of the internet has been that this character is Mephisto, someone they would have wanted at the end of the Infinity Saga, especially in Endgame, and someone who would fit perfectly into the first horror genre movie from Marvel Studios as this movie has been built. But in actuality, it's probably not Mephisto, Clea, or any of the other characters that have been collectively guessed in the last week, as if you focus on exactly what Kevin Feige said, take it in conjunction with a ton of evidence, including a tweet from the director himself on Doctor Strange, it's actually overwhelmingly pointing towards Namor as the character Kevin Feige was referring to. We're going to break it all down and why it's looking more and more likely Namor may make his debut in Doctor Strange 2. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including a copy of the limited edition Infinity Saga box set. If you want to be entered to win, all the same rules apply. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, the audio from this interview has been around the internet for about a week, and in it, Kevin Feige specifically says this is a character that we've wanted to use for a long time. Now, obviously, it's no joke or secret that they wanted to use the X-Men. There's famously that now deleted scene of Nick Fury mentioning both the X-Men, mutants, and Spider-Man way early in the Infinity Saga, but to say they really wanted to use this character means they had the ability to do so, not one of the new characters they came into. And just like the Hulk, Namor's rights are owned by Universal, making him a character that can't have his own film but can show up for other people's films, and a character which has had a ton of Easter eggs already in the MCU. Then you have to harken back to a quote by Scott Dickerson, the director on the first 2 Doctor Strange movies, and a tweet he posted. Erroneously, I had said in the prologue it was 18 months old. It's actually only 9 months old, of this photo with both Namor and Doctor Strange drowning, with the quote, "Are you experienced?" Now, that tweet was promptly deleted within about 20 minutes, but of course the internet never forgets, and at the time a lot of us supposed this meant Namor would be showing up, and it would definitely fall in line with a character that they've wanted to use for a long time. Now, people focused on the part where Kevin Feige said a character we wanted to use for a long time that fit the kind of movie we wanted to make, but just because it's a horror movie doesn't mean they have to use Mephisto. And as it's been heavily rumored until now, Nightmare is seemingly the villain for the next Doctor Strange movie and will fit nicely in Mephisto's stead. As I mentioned in the prologue, they would have loved to have him during Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, and actually had Ebony Maw substitute for some of Mephisto's dialogue from the comics, but Nightmare will still make this movie a horror movie through and through. Now, the inclusion of Namor is nothing new, and a character that does cross over with Doctor Strange, and especially in a team called the Illuminati, which we may be leading to in the MCU. And the Easter eggs for Namor and the Illuminati stretch way back to the beginnings of the Infinity Saga. Clearly, you can see here during Iron Man 2 on Tony Stark's phone this Illuminati Easter egg in his apps. And while this will be an old Easter egg for a lot of you, some people are reaching the genre every day that have never watched these kinds of videos before. There's also the Namor Easter egg in the background while they're explaining to Tony that they've approved Iron Man but not Tony Stark for the Avengers Initiative, as well as the most recent Easter egg in Avengers Endgame when Okoye tells Nat that it's just an earthquake under the sea. We handle it by not doing anything. Yeah, I know some of the directors said that wasn't a Namor Easter egg, but you know what? They could be lying, as they've lied a lot of times in the past. Either way, to say that Marvel Studios has wanted to use Namor for a long time is an understatement, the understatement of the century. And to have seeded all of these Easter eggs, especially going as far back as Iron Man 2, and then to have never made good on them, simply means they haven't made good on them yet. Now, I know that Namor has been linked to Black Panther 2 more than maybe any other franchise, with any other character being linked to it, but the most recent reports actually place Doctor Doom as the main antagonist in that film, and if that has any truth to it at all, as many fans have pointed out, it's going to become awfully crowded to try to do Atlantis and Namor Namor justice, as well as have Doctor Doom and Latveria play out in the same exact film. And if you want to point to Civil War as an instance of them introducing characters, that's fine, but still, all of those storylines crammed into one just seems like too much, and a precedent that Marvel Studios has really not set. That sounds more like something that Fox would do. Either way, in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, there may be the formation or the beginnings of the Illuminati in lieu of there being no more Infinity Stones in this continuity to protect the Earth from greater threats. And in doing so, the formation of this might include the introduction of Namor. They may work together in the film. A lot of people have supposed that Scarlet Witch will in fact become the main antagonist under maybe Nightmare's control during the Multiverse of Madness, where a lot of people would think maybe Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange were teaming up in that film. They may find themselves on opposite sides, meaning if he's teaming up with anyone at all, Namor may be the perfect fit. Now, of course, there's going to be jokes about Namor not having any power outside of Atlantis or the water, but you guys are going to see that's not the case. And depending on how Marvel Studios wants to do it, this could be an amazing team up, and one that I think is certainly been worked towards for quite a while. I'm hoping that Kevin Feige meant this when he said it, and that the character that's going to show up is not only someone we would have never suspected, but more importantly, a character that will mean something to us. And not to get too emotional or sentimental on you guys, but if you didn't know, Namor is usually referred to as Marvel's very first mutant, referring to the fact that he's an Atlantean who can breathe on land indefinitely when the other Atlantans cannot. His mutations include super strength, super stamina, and speed, but of course he's mutated, and in being so, one of their very first mutants. Now, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we don't yet have mutants either. What an awesome thing it would be to have art replicating art, to have Namor show up in the MCU and carry the banner as the first mutant the way that he did in the comics, and what that would mean to us, the fans. For me, an old comic head, it would mean everything. But regardless of the exact hows and wheres, we'll be definitely getting Namor, and eventually soon. You can almost be certain of that, especially considering how many more properties Marvel Studios has decided to put out over the next couple years. They can move in every direction that they've ever wanted to go, including characters like this that have Easter eggs and characters that don't. Now, for devil's advocacy's sake, I will say that crowding the rosters of these movies does seem like something that Marvel has never intended to do, but rather always let the narrative and the story dictate when and how they use a character and whether they can do a character justice, as Kevin Feige puts it. Why we didn't get any Beta Ray Bill in Thor Ragnarok. With the case of Namor, whether he lines up on the side of our heroes or against them always depends on the story. He's always in favor of his people, on the side of Atlantis. Doesn't matter what's going on, he's got his clear-cut principles. In doing so, the story has to be exactly right to build out his arc, but he can also work narratively in tons of directions. In the case of the Multiverse of Madness, if the whole fabric of our existence in the 616 is on the line, then it doesn't matter what squabbles or petty beefs he's got with anybody, including Doctor Strange. Namor would team up with Strange in order to save not only our existence, but Atlantis. That's why I said he's always on the side of his people, dictating what and when he's going to do that. That would lead directly into something like the formation of the Illuminati, perhaps at the end of that movie, given whatever threat happens in the Multiverse of Madness. And I don't have to build the story too much out for you guys to see where I'm going from here, but it seems like a logical way to play this out, and hopefully will include Namor sooner than later. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. A, do you think it's Mephisto, Clea, one of these other characters mentioned that people have brought up? And if you do, why? If you don't, do you agree with me that it's more likely Namor or one of these other characters that Marvel has been exhaustively putting Easter eggs in throughout the Infinity Saga? And how hype would you be if it is in fact going to be Namor that teams up with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm all ears. And quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 550,000 subscriber mark. We are headlong into that. We'll easily hit that by month's end. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video. The more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. It automatically enters you to win all the rest of the prizes that we're giving away here at the channel, like a limited edition Infinity Saga box set. We just gave our first one away just days ago. If you missed that announcement or any of the previous winners for the PlayStation 4 Pros, all you have to do, scroll back through the channel. Every winner was announced at the end of a video, and the titles of the videos have that included. So all you got to do is go back, find that title, click it, scroll to the end of the video, and you'll find all the winners announced there. If you want to be entered to win the limited edition Infinity Saga box set, either of the PlayStations or any of the future prizes we're giving away here at the channel throughout 2020, is we're going to be doubling down and giving away twice as many and prizes that are twice as nice. All the same rules apply. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always. Guys, I cannot continue to thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for helping me build what is the fastest growing Marvel fan community on YouTube, or really any platform. It means the world to me to be able to share all of this with you guys, and I'm looking so forward to 2020 with these extra releases that we're getting from Disney. So make sure you stick around, as we'll be posting again real soon and covering everything you love about the MCU.